Welcome to the beginning of my React Native Web series. In this series, we're going to be building out a workout app. Specifically, we're going to be modeling it after this program called StrongLifts. They have an app, and we're going to be implementing some of the functionality for this app. Specifically, we're going to go over keeping track of your workout and then the history of your workout and have an app that does that. And now we're going to be building this with React Native Web. So what this means is at the end of this, we should have not only a website, but also an iOS and Android app that does it for us. And we should only be having one code base, or at least the majority of it's going to be a single code base. Now here are the other things that we're going to be using to build out this app. Secondly, we're going to be using MobX, and these are going to be two interesting ones for me. We're going to be using MobX for state management, and both React Native Web and MobX are new to me, so we're going to be learning this together. And then pairing with that, we're going to be using TypeScript as the programming language. We're going to be using React Navigation to be able to change pages in both the app or change pages in the website. And we're going to be using React hooks for the entire thing. And then we're going to be just working with the front end for this. And so we're going to be storing data in local storage or async storage on the phone. So that way we can persist the workout data as the user uses the app or uses the website and doesn't lose it after they come back to it. All right, so in this video, we're going to set up our React Native Web project. Now to do this, you can do kind of a multitude of boilerplates, but I'm going to be doing create React app to start off with. And then we're going to be you're free to choose a different one if you want to, and then we're going to be possibly using our own Webpack config later if we need to change some of the config. And then we're going to basically just be going through the client-side rendering portion of the React Native Web app README for now. So I went ahead and already set up the React Native or the Create React App project right here. So if you want to do the same, you just go and run yarn create, and you run React App, and then whatever you want to name it. And then I did -- TypeScript to make this a TypeScript project. And then after that, we should see some TypeScript files in the source. And I just have this open in VS Code right now. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to add React Native to this project. So I'm going to say yarn add, and I'm going to install React Native, React Native Web, and then this package called React Art, which React Native Web needs. Now I'm trying something new for this series. You'll notice I have versions at the end of all of these. The reason for that is I'm going to be trying these exact versions so you can follow along with me, and hopefully as the series progresses, there won't be any changes with you installing a later version of the package. Also, the other thing, you're going to want to make sure you install React Native 0.55 because if we take a look at the React Native web documentation, it's compatible with that version and not higher. So we'll go ahead and install these three packages, and then we're going to install the types for React Native. That way we have type definitions when we use TypeScript with it. So we're going to say yarn add as a dev dependency, and we're going to be adding React Native, and I can just bring that up so you can see it better. And again, I'm installing the types at version 0.55 just so it matches up. So after we have installed those things, we're ready to basically take out some things from the Create React app, which we just do not need. So for example, we do not need the SVG, index.css, app, or app test, or app.css. So I'm just going to go ahead and just delete those now. And then in the index.tsx file, I'm going to go ahead and delete this line right here. And then we're going to paste in this client-side rendering code right here. And so now we're just going to remove this React DOM.render. Instead of us saying React DOM.render, we're just going to be using this app register. Now you notice ours is called root here, this get element by ID. So we're just going to rename this to root right here as well. And the way that we're going to go throughout this series is I think we're going to build out React Native Web, or at least the website. And then at the end, we'll get it working with the app, or maybe in the middle, we'll spin up also the app and make sure that is working. But we're going to primarily develop this from the website point of view. And basically, the process of doing this is we're actually going to just be writing all our code using React Native import. So you'll notice we've imported from React Native here. We're going to be importing from React Native the entire time through our code. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save this, and it's going to remove those dead imports at the top. I have it so a VS Code setting, so it does that for me. If you want to turn that on, you can go to Preferences, Settings, and if you come click on the brackets over here, you can see the bracket versions of your settings, and I believe one of them I have Organize Imports. Yeah, so this editor.code actions on save, I have it automatically running Organize Imports. So you're going to see that throughout the series happening. So now that we have this initialized in our index.tsx, we want to just go into our app itself and convert it to using React components or React Native components. So that's just app.tsx right over here. And we're not going to be using classes. We're going to be using function components and hooks. So I'm going to say const app, and here we're just going to say return. And also the other thing I want to mention is probably throughout this I'm going to be using some different shortcuts. So I'm going to be posting my VS Code settings below if you want to get these as well. So one of them I have is called RNSS. So this is going to create style sheets for me. So we're going to be using style sheets from React Native to do this. So these are little snippets. And also I have RH for React Hook. And so this is going to spit out a snippet that looks like this. And so here I can say the name of my component app, and this one doesn't take any props, so I can just say it like that, and now I can put whatever stuff I want here. Anyway, I'm gonna delete all this stuff. We don't need any of that code right there, and I can get rid of all this stuff here, and basically we can empty the file and just have this, and we don't need to export this. So now we're gonna actually be using React Native components here. So I'm gonna say view. And then we're going to say text, and we're going to say hello from React Native Web. And of course, we need to import all these, and I just hit command and then period. This is another one you're going to see me do throughout the series to import things. I can either import just this view or import all missing imports. The other thing you'll see me do is if I have my cursor here, I can hit command and space to autocomplete, get this menu up. Both of those I'm going to be constantly doing throughout the series, so it's good to add those to your repertoire as well. And yeah, the text we want to also import. I just did command period, and it doesn't look like it's letting me import it, so usually I'll hit command space control space, and I'll bring it up, and you can see I want to auto import from React Native. We'll hit enter. All right, so this is what the start of our application is going to look like. If I come back over here, we need to start the server up. Say yarn start, and then when this boots up, we can go to localhost 3000, and it's going to actually render the view and the text. And so the thing with create React app is underneath the hood, what it's going to do is it's going to change React Native to React Native Web, and it's going to be using those components. And then React Native Web turns the view component into divs. And I guess the text component maybe also into divs. But anyway, we can see the text right here show up. We can even inspect this and see what the heck it created for us. You'll notice with React Native Web, it spits out a whole bunch of classes for us. That's an interesting thing I noticed. But anyway, that's kind of your introduction to React Native Web of how to set it up. Recap of what we did is we installed 3 packages, React Art, React Native, and React Native Web. And then inside our index.tx, we initialized our app using this bit of code that we got from the README instead of the React DOM. And then in our app, we're just going to go ahead and continue to flush out this thing using React Native components. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.